Greetings everyone, thank you for joining me for our slow flow on this Tuesday at noon. This is Annie from Eat Move Milwaukee. Thank you Milwaukee Rec Department for keeping us together. If you have blocks or a strap, any props that you want to grab now, go ahead and take a moment and find those and we will move into our practice today. So if you haven't joined our slow flow class yet, our flow, it's going to be a slow vinyasa, vinyasa being the Sanskrit word for flow. So move from pose to pose as fluidly as we can. We will add some pranayama, some mindful breathing exercises, and also focus a bit on our core. So that is my promise to you for our slow flow classes each week. So we'll get started. We're going to begin on our blocks and moving into, after we center, move it right into our first pranayama from here. So wherever you are today, whatever you're bringing from your day so far, from your week, from your weekend still, if you're still feeling any sore muscles or joints from anything, bring all of that here. We'll sort it out here on our mats. Take some deep breaths if you can and see if you can just be as present as possible. Maybe you're rejuvenating midday here. Maybe you're just getting started. So root through those sit bones. Find yourself right there on your mat or your block. If you're using that block under the sit bones, allow those knees to melt down. And connect that thumb and pointer finger, kind of capping those palms around the knee, finding a sense of groundedness. Or maybe you bring those palms up to the sky, opening up here, creating a little bowl to receive that universal energy. You might also bring those hands to stack on top of here in your lap, connecting the thumbs for a more contemplative mudra. Roll the shoulders up towards the ears as you inhale and then back and down as you exhale. Settle in, draw that navel into the spine and grow tall out of those hips. Maybe you're feeling some sun shining on you today. Soak it in. Observe your breath. Notice the pace of your breath. I invite you to set an intention for this practice today. From where you are right now, what do you need in your body, in your mind, in your heart? What can you use at this moment? And how will you let that unfold in your practice? Take one more round of breath, letting that intention set in. And then bring your hands to heart center. Just feel the base of those thumbs touching the chest. Bring awareness to those hands, those fingers. Notice each finger touching that on the other hand, maybe one at a time. Connect those fingers, connect the palms. Again, bring those shoulders up, back, and down. Broaden the chest. Press the base of those thumbs into that heart center. Feel that connection. Maybe feel your pulse. And then we'll slowly start to open the eyes, just fluttering open those eyes. And bring those hands down. We'll move into our first pranayama. This is Anuloma Viloma. It's alternate nostril breathing with breath retention. So it's like Nadi Shodhana, which we may or may not have done in this class before, but we've certainly done it in person. So everyone will use their right hand, not going to mirror you here. We'll start by bringing our pointer finger and middle finger either into the palm, or you can take it just above the brow line there at the third eye. We're going to use the thumb and the ring finger. Pinky just hangs out. So with Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, we take an even 1-to-1 ratio breathing in and out. So with Anuloma Viloma, we're going to take a 2-4-8 ratio breath and retention. So it's going to be a 2-count inhalation. We're going to hold the breath with both nostrils closed for 4 counts. And then we'll take an 8-count exhalation. So I'll walk you through the first couple of rounds, but just so you know, that's the general idea. And we let that breath flow from one side to the other. All right, so this is good for centering as Nadi Shodhana is. It's good for seasonal changes, temperature changes, and feeling like, we're getting into spring here. This is good for just kind of getting the body more settled as our constitutions can kind of get out of whack with some of those seasonal changes. So we prepare. Okay, bring the thumb to the right nostril, closing it off. Take that first big breath in through the left. 1, 2, we close left, so both nostrils are closed. Hold the breath here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Open right, let it out slowly. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2. Close right, hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Open left, let it go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big breath in. 1, 2. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Open right, let it go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big breath in. 1, 2. Close right, hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Open left. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it at your pace. Finish with an exhalation on the left where we began. Take your time finishing this pranayama. When you finish, you can bring those hands back to the knees or to the lap and just pause there and notice how you feel. Anuloma Viloma can be challenging as we take that brief inhalation, but powerful. And then try to take all 8 counts to let that breath go. It takes some training. I encourage you to keep practicing. When you're finished, remove that block from underneath the hips. We'll start to warm up the spine. Let's take those arms up to the sky. Reach up, extend the spine, drop those shoulders down. Inhale up again, reach. Exhale, let's take it to the right. Reaching through those left fingertips, root that left sit bone down to the earth. So don't let it fly up. Keep it engaged. Come back up to center, inhale. Exhale, we'll face that knee and fold on the diagonal. Again, draw that left sit bone back. Take it back to center. Exhale, let's fold forward. Reach out, draw those sit bones back. Inhale. Turn towards that other diagonal and exhale, fold. Inhale up. And exhale, let's take a bend to the other side. So rooting through that right sit bone, find length. So you see here, I'm folding, but then as I draw that sit bone down, I'm finding more length in the side body. Inhale up. We'll take that again a little bit faster. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale to that diagonal. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale back up. Exhale to the other diagonal. Inhale back up. Exhale to the other side. And all the way back up. Take it from this direction. We'll go around. So inhale up again. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And we exhale. And back to center. We'll take one big inhale here, and then we'll sweep it all the way around on one exhale. So take it in, breath in. Exhale, round it out. Spiral through that spine. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale, take it around. Inhale up. Exhale, feel this all the way up the back, lower, mid, upper, shoulders, hips. Keep it going. Again, one big inhale to the top. Huge exhale, let it all go as you spiral from one side to the other. I feel like this is a dancer's warm-up position, which is one of the reasons I love it as a dancer. Finish this round that you're on, evening out the sides. All the way up. And let's shake those arms all the way down. So we want to get our twist in here. So we'll take those arms up again. Inhale. Exhale. Let's take that twist to the right. Planting those hands. One hand, your left hand hits the right knee. We grow tall here. Inhale. And then exhale. Find that twist starting at the base of the spine. And then let that head be the last thing that turns around. Notice all the bits and pieces that might be tight or tense or blocked. And allow that to open up with your next round of breath. Take it in again. Big breath in. Exhale, let's twist to the other side. Find more depth in that twist as you take your next round of breath. And all the way back to center. We're going to go to that first side again. Exhale. This time as you come back to the front, we'll bring that right arm back, or around rather, and cross it over. So take a good hold here of these knees and try to draw those hands to the underside of that knee and draw the knees down. So we're bringing those arms, we're almost forcing, or let's say coaxing, those arms to cross more deeply, stretching across the upper back. Find length, sit taller. Notice if you feel it in the spine or the glutes, or the hips or the glutes. And then we release those knees. We'll cross at the elbows here. Take those hands either to opposite shoulders, or you might twist into eagle arms. Stay here, or take a breath in, raise those hands up to the sky. And you might draw those elbows away. Inhale, lift the hands up. Exhale, move those elbows away. One more breath in. And release. Take it all the way up. We'll twist to the other side. Find length on an in-breath. Exhale, find depth. And then we bring that left arm around. Take hold of those knees. Draw those hands under the knees. And then find length in the spine. Also draw those knees down to the earth. Notice what you feel in the hips. and release. Those elbows are crossed. We can take opposite shoulders or twist up the arms. Take a breath in, raise those hands up. And exhale, drive those elbows away. Take a couple more rounds there. One more breath in and slowly release. Bring those arms up one more time and let's just shake them all out. Really make them loose. All right, we're going to move on to hands and knees. Slowly take yourself around, bringing those wrists, elbows, and shoulders to stack. Take a moment to sway those hips as you settle those knees in, circling those hips. What do you feel here? What story does your body tell? What reminders of movement you've had this week or lack of movement? Just notice, tune in, no judgment, just noticing. Moving through cat wheel, starting here at the center. We'll turn the eyes of the elbows so they face forward. So when we bend those elbows, they'll bend backwards and not out to the sides. Take a breath in and snake your way down through cobra. And over the top, teasing child's pose as you exhale. Inhale, move through cobra. Exhale, round it over the barrel. One more time in this direction. Inhale. Exhale, release. Switch the directions. Inhale, up and around. Exhale, down. Inhale and X. One more time. And release. And we'll take that left leg out long, press through the heel. Notice how the leg feels. Do you feel that quadricep engaging? Do you feel the calf stretching, bottom of the foot? Bring that leg up, wrap the left hip to the earth, and maybe you take that right arm out, bringing the bicep to the ear, taking your gaze to the top of the mat. So not craning the neck to look up, just taking it straight down. Reaching that bicep up to the ear, engage that shoulder, press through the left heel, reach through the right fingertips, big breath in, extend. Exhale, draw that elbow towards the knee. And inhale, get long here. Exhale, knee towards elbow. They don't have to touch. Inhale one more time. And exhale, bring them together. And then we'll take that extension one more time. Reach, 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 reach long here. And then take that right arm out to the side, left leg out to the side. Really lift with that hip. See how far forward you can bring that left leg. Bring the navel into the spine. You can do it. Back to center. And we'll drop that hand and let this leg travel across the right foot. So tucking those toes, press through the heel. Stretch into that calf. Notice the feeling in the left side body. Stretching there, but also maybe even feeling it in the right hip as you look across that shoulder. Press through the heel. And then we'll draw that leg back. Lift it up one more time. Bend at the knee. Reach that right arm out. And then maybe you take a bind or you just float that hand towards the foot. If you're taking that bind, you could reach down for that foot and bring it up here. So we have lots going on. Kicking that foot into the hand. As we move that leg higher, the quadricep stretches, the hip flexor. We feel it in the lower back. My shoulder is opening, my chest. Breathe. Keep kicking that foot into the hand. More of a back bend, more and more and more. One more breath in. Release. Slowly float arm and leg back with control. And place it down. Step it out. Bring those knees wide, big toes together. Sink hips back into child's pose. Before we take the other side, reach those fingers out, give them a wiggle. Let the head rest on the earth. Big breath in, reach those arms up. Exhale, take them over to the right, walking left hand on top of or just beyond the right. Sink that left hip back. Find space between the ribs on the left side. Imagine stretching all those beautiful muscles between the ribs, the intercostal muscles. Inhale back through center. And exhale, take it over to the left. Right hand stacks on top of left or beyond. Draw that right hip back. Same thing here. Create space for breath and stretch all those little muscles between the ribs. Head back to center here. And we move into that tabletop, so readjust those hands, those joints. And we'll take it to the other side. So stretch that right leg out, just press. Notice how that feels. How's the quadricep? How's the calf? How's the bottom of the foot? And we bring that leg up, wrap that hip towards the earth. Draw that left arm up if you want to balance here. You can always take just the arm or just the leg up, still balancing. Bicep towards the ear, gaze is at the top of the mat or just ahead of the hand. Reach through fingers and heel, breathe in. Exhale, take that elbow towards the knee. Take your time. Notice if you're feeling a little shaky, just take it slower. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw them together. One more time, inhale, get long here. Exhale, crunch it to the center. One more time, stretch it out. Breath in. And then exhale it out to the side. So draw that leg forward as much as you can. You've got it. Strong hip here. Lift it up. Strong left shoulder. One more breath in. Back to center. Drop that left hand. Right leg travels all the way across the left. Press through that heel. Take a peek over that left shoulder. Notice the stretch through the right side body. Maybe through the left hip. Notice the stretch of the calf. And then we bring that back to center. We'll raise that leg again. Bend at the knee. And then you decide if you want to bind here or maybe just float. Maybe you have one side that's deeper than another. Just notice. No judgment though. So once you arrive, if you have a strap, maybe you're using that to bind the foot. You can stay here or start to kick that foot into the hand. Notice how that feels. Quadricep stretch, hip flexor, back bend. My chest is opening on the left. Stretching the pectorals, engaging the shoulder blade, the trapezius on the left. Kick that foot into the hand. One more breath in, and then slowly release with control. Use the core, bring it back, and all the way down. Bring those knees wide, find child's pose again. Notice your breath. Stretch those arms out, wiggle the fingers. Breathe in. Exhale, thread that left arm underneath the right, wrapping that left shoulder down to the earth. Let the left side of the head rest. Sink the hips back more. You could draw this arm behind the back, stretching that chest on the right again. And breathe. And then we bring that arm out long. Bring the other arm out long. Breath in. Exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left. Wrap that right shoulder down to the earth. Stretch those left fingertips out. Or maybe you bring them behind the back. Bring hands back to the top of the mat. Find your way to that tabletop, but leave those hands ahead of the shoulders. So just align those knees. And we're going to bring the toes to tuck. When you're ready, send those hips slowly up to the sky. Let those heels head down to the earth. They don't have to touch. Find your first downward facing dog. And then find a little bit of movement here, pedaling out. Maybe you go up onto the toes. Maybe you dip those knees down. Notice how that feels. My quadriceps are burning from weekend activities. So I'm taking this easy. Shift those heels back and forth. And then we'll bring those knees down briefly. We're going to bring these forearms down to the earth. So try to keep those elbows right underneath the shoulders. You can let those hands be in fists here. I like to connect them for our next posture in Dolphin Pose. So I have my toes tucked, and now I'm going to press into those forearms and press out of the shoulders and start to raise those hips high to the sky again, Dolphin Pose. So try to keep those shoulders over the elbows. The head is floating, it's not touching the earth. And then I'm going to bring those feet in. So this is helping me to get those shoulders over the elbows, is walking those feet closer to the hands. This is a prep for headstand, which we're not going to do fully today, or probably at all in this Tuesday midday practice, but it is there if you want to start building up to a headstand, feeling how that is in the shoulders and the core. You can walk those feet in even more. Press. Strong core, strong quadriceps, strong shoulders. Press. You might walk those feet back and then let the knees drop down. And find child's pose here. Breathe. We'll head back towards that dolphin position and just bring those those elbows back under the shoulders, clasp the hands. And I'm actually going to walk these out a little bit towards the top of our mat here. We're going to tuck the toes again and let those hips go. So it's not a full down dog, it's not a full dolphin, it's not a full plank, but we're going to shift back and forth through these dolphin push-ups essentially. So it's like it's a moving dolphin, it's a dynamic posture, and we're engaging the core like we would in plank. So once you hit that midpoint, draw that navel in. Don't let the belly drop down. Try to keep it engaged. A couple more here. Use your breath. Find those hips high to the sky. Bring the knees slowly down with control. And then send those hips back to the heels in child's pose once again. If you want to get small here in child's pose, you can curl up. You might bring those hands to prayer and bring them behind the head. Take any other movements or stretches or variations of down dog, of child's pose that would serve you here. Notice your breath. Come back to that intention. See how you're doing. No judgment. Just notice. Does anything need to change as you proceed with the rest of your practice? We'll move back to that tabletop position, but leave those hands ahead of the shoulders. Tuck the toes and find that downward facing dog once again. We'll bend the knees, start to walk those feet towards the hands. And stop when you can bring those feet flat and those hands flat. So it might seem like the world's smallest downward facing dog. So once you're there, press through those heels, press through the hands, and bring those shoulders over the wrists. So again, this is another prep for handstand, not headstand, but handstand, which we're not going to do today. But just if you ever wonder what it feels like to engage the core, the shoulders, the upper body in that way. Press into those hands, shoulders over the wrists. And then release, walk those feet the rest of the way up towards the top of the mat. And bend up the knees enough that you can bring those hands to bind with the feet, either bringing palms and soles to kiss, or maybe you wrap peace fingers around big toes, or some other variation there. And then we start to straighten and bend using the breath. Notice this full body stretch. So you can think of this as a forward fold, like we would if we were upright in Paschimottanasana, but think of it as a different orientation and how we're using gravity differently here for Uttanasana. Stay with your breath here as we move through this bound forward fold, Baddha Uttanasana. One more. And then we release those hands slowly and start to roll all the way up. Let yourself feel really heavy. Let that core do the work, drawing you up, restacking those bones in the back. Notice. How does that feel to be so heavy? When those shoulders start to roll back, let the arms follow, reach up to the sky. Big breath in. And exhale, draw those hands down to heart center. Find your mountain pose. Just pause there. And we'll bring hands to belly, moving into Samavriti, or equal breath. So pausing here, find that intention. And then take an equal inhalation and exhalation. So maybe you say 8, 10, 12 counts, whatever you wish. Make sure that it's an equal in-breath and out-breath. Maybe you challenge yourself. Take that extra count deeper than you thought you could inhale. And then take that extra count on the way out, pressing more air out of the lungs, more than you thought you could. Challenge yourself, challenge your lungs. One more round of Samavriti. And release. We'll find our balance pose today. I'm going to step back here so you can see. We're going to root through that right foot first. We're going to do a combination like we have in some places. So bringing the left toes to the mat. You can hold this as your balance pose, maybe just hovering that foot off the earth. You choose if you want to bring those hands out or the arms out to the side. Maybe you want to lift that leg up so that knee is at a 90-degree angle. Maybe you want to bring that leg straight. Maybe you want to lift it up, and I'll add a strap here. You can see how that works. Maybe you want to wrap that strap around the ball of the foot. And as you draw that knee up, maybe you take that strap out and hold in front of you. Challenging the quadricep and the hip flexor. Root through the base, root through the arch of that base foot, excuse me. From here, if you have that knee bent and you're not using a strap, you could choose to just bring that leg out to the side, just holding it or just drawing it out. If you're using the strap and you want to go deeper, you could take it in the same side hand as the leg that you're using. Other hand might go to the hip to start, and then you might start to bring that leg out to the side. Take your time. Press through the heel. Try to stay upright and not lean to one side. And then you might bring that hand out in a mudra. You might hold it on to something. Keep lifting that leg. Use that strap. Use it. Strong arm there holding that leg up. So you've got options here. Grow tall. One more breath in. We start to bring that leg back to center. And slowly with control, bring it down. Do your best. All right, so again, if you're using no strap, you can start here and then bring the leg out to the side. It's also engaging the glute, so that's an option. You can bring it here and even bring it out to the side here. So moving to the second side, I'll turn sideways this time. Notice your breath. So we're bringing that strap under the other foot, rooting through, I think I told you left, the other side. Now I'm maybe not mirroring you, so we'll root through. I told you right last time, now we'll root through the left. Whatever is the opposite of what you did. So start here by lifting that knee up maybe. Maybe you just go this far. You may let that leg go straight. If you're using that strap, choke up on the strap a little bit. I have the world's longest strap here. Really choking up and drawing that leg out. So I'm using opposite leg, opposite arm in this first part, pressing through the arch of that base foot. Then I'm going to transfer to the same side as the leg and start to draw that leg out. Open at the hip. Try to stay centered with the rest of your body and not lean to one side. Use that strap to your advantage. Lift up. Get tall. Draw the navel in. Find your steady gazing point. Breathe. One more breath in. And start to bring that leg back to center. And slowly with control, guide it down. Drop your strap. Notice your breath. You need to pause here and catch the breath. Let's find mountain pose. Tuck the tailbone, roll those shoulders up, back and down, open the palms. Notice your breath, notice your heartbeat. Come back to your intention. Maybe you'd rather place hands on the belly or one on the heart and one on the belly. Observe. We'll come back to the top of the mat. And when you're ready, sweep those arms up to the sky. Exhale, let's dive down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold, step, or hop back to plank. From plank, you can hold stable, hold steady, hold static here, or you could join me in some Spiderman crunches. So we're going to press into the earth, take a breath in, and exhale, draw that right knee to the right elbow, and back to plank. And then the other side. So swinging that knee really wide, getting into the side abdominals, the glutes, even feeling it through the transverse abdominals on the opposite side of where that knee is going. So we're targeting a lot here. Hip joint as well. Raise the corners of your mouth to your ears for the final piece of this posture, this movement. One more each side. You can do this. Breathe. Press the floor away, breath in, and then lower down as you wish. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, release down. Tuck the toes, hips high to downward facing dog. Pedal this out if you need to. Use it as a restorative posture. Maybe you head down to child's pose or tabletop and you rest there. Take any breaks that you need. Press the heart towards the thighs. Next breath in, we raise that right leg up. And exhale, send it through to low lunge. Help it through. Let that left knee drop down. Front knee is over the ankle. Sink into this low lunge. Find stability here. Maybe you've got hands on blocks. Once you find that stability and bringing right hip back, left hip forward, you might take those arms up to the sky. Breath in. Exhale, cactus those arms back. Shine the heart. Inhale up. Exhale, bring those hands behind the back, taking opposite elbows or clasping hands. Send the elbows of the hands down towards the earth. Open the chest again. Inhale back to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. And we'll bring that left hand to the inside of the foot, either on a block or on the earth. Plant that hand wherever it feels best. And then we start to open up on our next in-breath. So you could stay here, reaching that arm to the sky. I find that no matter what level, many people can find a little bit more of a twist if they bring that back leg up. It's up to you. But with this hand that's down on the earth, we have a little more stability than we would in a twist, a prayer twist, in this low lunge. So just maybe you bring yourself to your edge and decide that that's where you want to challenge yourself today. If you're raising that back knee, if that is your choice, then send that left heel back. Open up. Try to bring that arm straight up to the sky. And look up towards that hand if you can. Sink into the front hip a little deeper. One more breath in. And we return that hand down to the earth. And then we slide back into half splits here. Breathe. Sink those hips back. Reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, fold like a jackknife. And bring yourself back into that low lunge. Frame the front foot, tuck the toes on the left foot. Right leg goes back to the sky and all the way down. Pedal it out. And when you're ready, we send that left leg up on an inhale. Exhale it through to low lunge. Bring that right knee down, find stability. Sink into that front foot. Left hip wraps back, right hip goes forward. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, cactus arms open, shine the heart. Inhale up. Exhale, wrap those arms behind the back, taking knuckles or opposite elbows down to the earth. Inhale up again. And then we take that right hand down to the earth or to a block. Plant it there. Next breath in, raise that left arm up, and you decide if you want to bring that back knee off the earth, twisting open here. Look up towards that hand. If you can, press into the earth with that right hand. Sink into the front foot knee over ankle. One more breath in. We bring that back knee down, return that hand to the earth, frame the foot, and then we bring that left leg back to the sky, all the way down. Bring those knees wide into child's pose. Sink the hips back, take a breath. Good work. And we'll extend onto the belly when you're ready. Make your way onto your back. Draw those knees into the chest. Take your time, but bring them in. Maybe you circle through those hips, both directions. We'll bring those feet a little wider than hips. Let the knees move in towards each other. Notice your breath. We'll move through 3 rounds of our Brahmari or bees breath. So take a deep inhalation. Exhale, let it go through the mouth, buzzing or humming. Inhale. Let it go. Last round. And release. Bring those knees in once more. Drop them over to the right. Inhale them through center. Exhale them over to the left. Back to center, full body stretch, let it go. Stretch out, wiggle in. Bring those hands down to the sides or to the belly. Any other movements, postures that you wish, take them now. Otherwise, make your way into your final resting posture in Shavasana. Take it beyond the close of our practice if you wish. Let it all integrate, settle in, let the breath flow naturally here. Take one more round of breath and start to wake yourself up. Stretching out, wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe you bring those knees into the chest. Eventually making your way to one side of the mat. Cradle that head with the arm. And when you're ready, press to a seated position. Bringing hands to heart center, maybe close the eyes. No matter where you are on your journey in this week, this year, or this lifetime, I thank you for pausing today to share this practice with me. The light, love, and peace in me recognizes and honors the light, love, and peace in you. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me for this midday practice. Couple more events this week. Tomorrow at 2, we have a vegan St. Patty's Day cooking class from my home kitchen, thanks to Milwaukee Rec Department. Thursday morning, 9 o'clock, Yoga Zone. We have a topic that was a request, so we'll bring that then. I hope to see you at both of those classes. Have a beautiful day. Peace.